the whole idea behind options, and you can just to kind of simplify this. LedgerX.com was purchased. It is a CFTC licensed exchange. They were purchased by FTX, which we all know FTX is marginally scammy. But this is the one thing they've done that is legit, and it is that they bought this exchange. It is to give them exposure. It's to give them legitimacy. But what I'm putting on screen right now is the and many of you can, if you're on a mobile device, this is gonna be tricky, but these are the options chains and with different strikes. And just to really quick explain this to people, what I'm basically looking at down the middle of the screen, if you can see that, those are the strike prices. And what they'll have is there's a little bumper right here that says 22 January 14th. What does that mean? That means these are the contracts that expire today. Okay. And so typically when you see that, you say, okay, they expire, I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern time, right? Or actually they have to be settled by 4 p.m. Now listen, I am a net seller, not a buyer. I don't gamble on options. I don't really care. I treat Bitcoin as currency. Okay. In this account, there's like 6.95, we'll call it 7 Bitcoin. So what I do is I sell weeklies, monthlies, and yearlies, and I try to scrape some of that premium. Now I have an entry price, and let's keep it super simple. Eric, let's say you started and you had $44,000. Okay. Well, I would say, okay, I've got 44 grand right now. The way I would work my way into the space, and this is just kind of a common sense way of looking at the market, is I would look at next week's option chains. So this is all the expirations. So this is the 21st of January expiration. So this is next Friday. This gives me a week. Time equals money and volatility equals money in premiums. So I would say, okay, I got my 44,000. I can either buy Bitcoin right now, or I can sell puts at 44,000. Okay, this is how my mind works. I say, okay, so I like Bitcoin and I'm willing to buy it, but you're willing to pay me between 1,700 and 2,400, meaning I will take that cash and I will essentially sell a Bitcoin's worth of cash. This is called a cash secured put. I will sell this put. They will take my 44,000. They will lock it up. Why? Because I have to be able to be put into Bitcoin at 44,000, no matter what the price. But I just got between 17 and 2,300. So probably we'll call it 1,900. We'll call it 2,000. I put 2,000 bucks in cash in my pocket. Now I could take that 2,000. I could sell more puts. I could take that 2,000. I could buy some Bitcoin, or I could just keep the 2,000 in cash. And next week, when we get to Friday, depending on what the price is, if nothing has changed and the price of Bitcoin is still right around 44,000, I keep the 2,000. And if the price of Bitcoin is less than 44,000, they're going to put me into Bitcoin, meaning they're going to tell me, take this Bitcoin for 44,000 like you agreed to. And by the end of the day, I'll see 1 Bitcoin in my account, right? That I bought at 44,000, but I still have my premium of 2,000. So I really got into that Bitcoin at 42,000. I got a discount. Now, if Bitcoin cascades downward, I still had to pay 44K. You say, oh no, you lose. Not really. Because today, right now, as it stands, I would be willing to spend that 44,000 on Bitcoin, right? So if I like Bitcoin at 44,000, I super like it for $2,000 less. Now, on the other side of it, if next Friday rolls around and the price of Bitcoin is $44,001, those options are going to expire worthless. They're not going to put me in at 44 when the price is actually higher, right? So those would all, and statistically, 90%, 9 out of every 10 options expire worthless. So if you know that 9 out of 10 of these things expire worthless, Eric, doesn't it make sense to you to be a net seller of options?
Yes. Honestly, I don't know, Nick. This is what I need to learn. So I'm listening to you.
So this is a little bit of game theory and mostly common sense. It's looking at people's incentives and what makes sense